So, got a Tucson. Yeah, you gotta say it twice. Not a very good spinner. Man, oh, yeah, been waiting for this one. All right. So, if I remember right, it appears to be a really cool knife, but on 14C. Like there's a rash of, or a gang, a group of really cool looking knives coming down the pipe from Tucson right now that are all in 14C 28-inch steel. And I believe this one is another one. So, not super high-end steel like a mid-grade stainless, 14C. It's a good steel though. I like it. But it doesn't command that M390, CV20, LMAX, all that SV90 stuff. So it helps keep the price down. Wow, look at this thing. So there's stonewash titanium here, and then this is like a blasted titanium there, and it looks like two separate scales. Now, how are they doing? Ooh, okay, look. So this is an insert on top of the stonewash titanium scale. Look at that. Which, of course, allows them to get rid of this titanium at a point and put in, like, carbon fiber. Wow. Let's get this blade out. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I mean, wow. Man, I'll tell you what. Um, oh. So, there's, remember this thing? And then, this thing here, what was going on here. And so this is why, another reason why I just really enjoy, I mean, really, really enjoy collecting Tucsons, because it can go from, man, you ruined my day, to, and totally redeem yourself. I had that thought in my head, and so I had to get this piece out here. And oh my goodness, yeah. So what are we talking about here? This is a TS452 with a stonewashed 14C28N Wong design. And now the pocket clip looks thin. We'll see. I think it'll run okay on jeans. It's really long. Interesting. But I may be ahead of myself and declaring and totally redeem yourself, but uh, yeah, I mean, I think maybe a little Loctite on that. I can't tell. And then I think, well, let's see. I think all these screws got to go. I think, no, just those two. That's what I thought. I think this will allow this scale to come up and off of there now. Yep. Yeah. The pocket clip can stay. It's got this liner lock built in here. The action is kind of stiff, so you know what? I'm going to set this back down on here. Of course, as I do, I'm going to go backwards now. Try to catch up on some of the stuff that I should have done in its proper order. What the, okay, there we go. I'm actually going to put this screw back in so that it's easy for me. Yeah, so the action's a little stiff, and so I do want to adjust it here if I can. No collars on the pivot. It's kind of cool. All right, so just inside of the scale. Yeah, I wanted to see where I lined up there, because I may take a little bit of tension out of that. It's a little harder with these liners like this than like a frame lock or a full liner lock. This insert makes it a little bit difficult, but it looks like I could take just a tab off of that. So I think I may. The pocket clip's got plenty of tension, so I don't think I'm going to bother it, but I am going to pull this and get just a little tension off of that. Look at this stonewash titanium. And so it's so interesting. I'm probably going to disassemble this side to see how much oil is behind that, because something tells me that there's a fair piece of oil behind it. That pivot, I believe, is screwed in to both sides. Nope, there it goes. All right. Oh, I had to grab my magnet. Turn the camera back on. Let's get this. Okay, now without screw tension, let me just set that in there and kind of see where it looks like it's at. I'll use that as my reference point. Okay. Okay, I took the tiniest little bit off of that. I do want to pull. I want to pull this side scale, this insert here on top. A couple of reasons. It'll show it, I guess, and then the other thing is to see how much oil is behind there. There it is. I mean, there's a fair piece, so I'm going to do the other side because I don't want all that oil up in there. Yeah, I am not a fan of all that oil. And now that I'm looking at it, the pocket clip won't need to come because it's separated. Keep it separated. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, quite a bit of oil up underneath this side too, so I think I'll leave the pocket clip though. I ain't bothering nothing. All right, let's give it a wipe down, and then we'll get it back together. Very cool, and I like the, it's like, I don't know, what would you call it, being modular, I guess, in the design, because, this is one of a couple of knives I've seen lately that have titanium inserts on top of titanium liners, which kind of, sort of makes you go, huh? But it really does create a modular design in that they can replace this now with, micarta, G10. They could do a G10 version of this with D2 steel. And the other way, they could put a Damascus, like a high-end Damascus titanium in there, and then put, put their proprietary steel, the YJ. They could put M390. They've used LMAX steel recently, S90V they've used for years. So they could upgrade the steel and then put like a Damascus insert in there. And I don't know, is that a $200 knife? Does it kick it up a notch and, command quite a bit better money? I think they could go either way. My leanings would be to go up and not down because they've already got this version in 14C. So there's something telling me that, I don't know, you've already got a version in 14C. Why would you go down to D2? Even though the 14C is it's quite a step up from the D2, I personally think, but I'm kind of a fanboy of 14C. I think that's all of our parts here. Okay, let's see if I can't get some of that oil off the desk. Did I get these washers? I think I did, but let's make sure. All right, let's go to assembly. Man, there's a few parts on this one. A few pieces and parts. Let's go ahead and put our liner on. Not going to hurt nothing. And then I can put the pivot in. Collarless pivot. Simple design. Simple look. I like it. Yep. And then I should have, it looks like 2 pins. I think there's the stop pin. And then there's this lanyard pin that goes in the very back. Right there. And then there's 2 of these tube nuts that are the same. There we go. Pretty much got my bottom assembled. Get a washer and then a bearing. And it's ready for the blade to come down on it. Put a little oil in there. Very nice. All right, well, let's get this back together. Did I wipe that? It doesn't look like I did. Let's get a little towel action on there. I thought I did, but there we go. Oh man, I love this stone-washed titanium. I had to step away for a second. All right, let's get these 2 tiny screws in here. Okay. Yeah, that looks about right. We'll see. Never know. Let's get this liner put back on here. This insert. And that would be this one right here. I do like the titanium on top of the titanium. What a cool look. Stonewashed with the bead blast. Very cool. All right. Blade. think I've been overrun by a younger group of the female persuasion. I hear them. Okay, we're there. Let's put a little drop on this detent track. There we go. It's already fall football season here where I'm at. And there's Friday Night Lights. So I believe all the girls are preparing for the Friday night football game. They're not playing, but of course you have to be there, right? And of course in my girl's case, first it's wrestling practice because her wrestling season is back in full swing. She is back on the mat and practicing, and her first tournament is about 7 days away. All right, let's see what's up. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, it transformed. Well, did I go too far? Nah, it's wonderful. I don't think that's a front flipper. I can get it like 1 out of 3 times or whatever, but I don't think that's intended for it. I think it's just jimping for the thumb. Yep, I believe it is. Yeah, I'm feeling that pocket clip flex where it's at down here at the bottom of the knife. When I grip, it's right in this spot here. It's not uncomfortable at all, but I can feel it flex. I was wondering what that was. Not a big deal. It means nothing. Yeah, so let's talk about that action. I mean, it's so good now. It's a guillotine, centered, drop shut, excellent spidey flick. Yeah, this thing's legit. I'm going to say A-level action. Very intuitive access to the lock bar. Very snappy, good lockup. Spidey flick. It's wonderful. Yeah. Ergonomics. So I've got a reverse grip. I've got an amazing power Pocketknife grip. This thing right here, capped off with the thumb. Wow, is this good? And if I had to hammer with this knife, this would be the way I'd want to do it. Very nice. I feel like I'm whispering. Let's check the pocket clip. So a friend of the channel recommended that I do these clips earlier in the video, and I may do that, but after more than 1,000 knives, it's like you quit smoking and you still hold your fingers like you got a cigarette or whatever. So it's going to take me a minute, but it does make sense to maybe check this before I take the knife apart. So maybe get this earlier in the video. We'll see, but I'm going to check it right now. Oh, so this is standard jean size material, and that is a dryer clip in there. It's wonderful. One hand in, one hand out. It's got about a 1/2 inch poking up, but it's intriguing. It's an intriguing 1/2 inch, I mean, some don't want any. You want a deep carry, but it's interesting. I'm not I have to have a deep carry pocket clip. I'm not in that camp. I don't mind the knife sticking out at all. Yeah, very nice. I don't think it'll get this thick stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I can't get it started. But this is triple seamed stuff. So my back pocket, this is where I would carry this knife. Yeah, wonderful. Excellent tension. Easy in and out. I wonder if it's sharp. Sure. Well, let's do safety checks. Hold on. Got talking about my routine and then got out of my routine. So there's no contact through the back. The tip is very recessed, but it's interesting, you can get your finger way in there on this knife. Like there's a hollowed out spot here where this lanyard rod goes, but yeah, you can't get the tip. So, I mean, the clip's good, the tip's okay, and I'm confident that I can handle this piece any way I want and not get in contact with that sharp part. If in fact it's sharp. Let's see. Yeah, crazy. So I had a friend recently tell me that they test their knives with packing peanuts. And so let's test this knife with a packing peanut. The weight of the knife. I mean, I guess by that standard, that makes this pretty sharp. I know that the knives I carry should be, of course, this has been in my pocket for a while now because that's knife perfection. The weight of the knife. Yeah, pretty good. I got another one that is in my pocket that I'm kind of dual carrying right now, but here's my little kubey. My little kubey, what is this thing? A miso. I think it's a miso. Azo, miso, one of those. But golly, I like this little knife. Weight of the knife. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. I don't know. Does that make it, like, would it perform on this paper? It's a pretty small piece of paper. Here. Goofy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, peanuts, paper, who knows? Let's talk price and availability. Let me reload my pockets here. All right. So price and availability on this TS. There we go. TS452. Price and availability. Okay. So looks like eBay sales, live auctions, they started out strong, over $100 on this knife. And it looks like they've settled in, I don't know, maybe around $80 on live auctions. And of course, then that's shipped from China. 3 to 4 weeks is what I tell people. It could take 5, could take 3. And then another source is White Mountain Knives has these in stock right now. They're selling them for $99. So if you use the discount code in the coupon slot, if you put in DM10, David Mary 10, you get 10% off, which puts it at $90. And then, of course, they don't charge any tax. If you buy it on eBay, let's say you pay $80 on eBay and you're at 8% tax, that's an extra, what is that, $16? Or $6, I'm sorry. So that puts you at like 81. Well, for $90, no tax, no shipping, and you'd get it. I usually get White Mountain Knives in 3 to 4 days from where I'm at to where they're at. Yeah, so there's your options as I know them. Appreciate y'all watching.